What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of MVP Unplugged, man. Personally, super excited for today's episode as our MVPs for today are two pro natural bodybuilders, and also one of them is a Eklavya body, and then another one is not only a bodybuilder but an actor, a reality star, and much more. We'll find out in today's episode. Let's welcome Raghu Ramappa and Shodhan Rai on the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's up, guys? How are you?
Good.
How was the long drive? Yeah.
It took us a little extra than expected, so sorry for the delay.
It's quite challenging to drive around Bangalore.
Both of you got the same car too. That's nice.
We would have managed in one car, but I had to do a detour, so I told him we'll save some time, just drive on your own. Otherwise, we would have ended up
Huh.
after an hour.
Yeah.
So Raghu was telling me that you both are rivals. So how was that journey started off for you?
Rivals in the sense.
We used to be. I didn't know that
didn't-
today
Till
until he
today,
mentioned.
okay.
No. Actually, I used to admire this guy back
Okay.
then.
We used to get on stage together
so,
at the
yeah.
same time, so probably that was his
Yeah. So
idea.
when the college competition used to start at the university level, this guy was a champion. So I used to
Okay.
admire this guy. This guy was the senior.
Okay.
Because I started competing at the age of 16 in the university contest.
Okay.
So I think around 17, 18 is when he started competing.
Yeah.
guess.
So I started. I started competing in 20 when I was in 20.
20.
When you were
Yeah.
20, okay.
2021.
So I had done few university
yeah.
and Bangalore, Mr. Bangalore contest by then.
You used to represent your college or like
That's
like
first
Bangalore?
stepping stone. College.
Okay. College.
University is always a college.
Mm-hmm.
So you do a Bangalore University representing the college. And then I was competing in the inter-university where you represent Bangalore University. I did
Okay.
that once in the nationals. And then parallelly, different federation like the amateur federations, we were
Mhm.
both part of the same federation. So
Okay.
I competed in the Mr. Bangalore. They won Mr. Bangalore in 2001. And then that was pretty much the same time when I won Bangalore University also, which he was referring to.
Okay.
So then he competed and then he won the next year. So that's how the initial days started off actually.
So we met in a state championship, I guess. After
State,
that, we both were selected for nationals. We went to nationals for Mr. India and the national championship, which
2003?
was 3-4.
Four.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how I got to
Get to
meet
know him
get to know
more
him
often.
much well. So
Yeah, we
then I
started
got to
meet-
know there's a history behind
Yeah.
his father and my father.
Yeah, we got to know
That was
more.
quite exciting.
We started meeting more often in contests and then
Yeah.
figured
Okay.
out, okay, my dad used to compete, his dad used to compete, and then they both knew each other.
So you both got into this because of your parents, like your dads, or like you guys were interested, and like how did it first begin? You guys
Same story.
gymming,
Yeah, parents. I guess
parents.
I was much inspired by my father.
Mm.
I guess same goes with Shodhan also, right?
Yeah, at the age of 10 is when I was put into exercises, like freehand exercises. So since dad was preparing for the contest and doing his posing routine, doing his meal plans and stuff, by default, we were also not forced, but asked to have some of those basic things of soaking overnight stuff and then having it in the morning, doing some push-ups, freehand exercises, giving him company and stuff. And I used to go watch all his contests. And I was always, if any guests come home, dad would ask me to get on top of the table and do some posing. So I used to do that at the age of 10. So, and also my interest was to compete and then compete internationally, represent India. That was my dream, and win a gold in the international stage. So I always thought that I wanted to be a professional bodybuilder and then compete. But dad's like, okay, you wait till you finish your basic education, which is important also because he didn't want me to be like diverted from my education thing. So after the age 15, when I was at 16 is when I was put through proper regime of training with his known sources or with his students rather from classic gym, Babu, Balu and Rajkumar. So they took in charge of me. So they used to guide me with my nutrition and then exercise, started prepping me for the contest. But the goal was always there to compete internationally.
Like you have been competing consistently from back then only.
from
like till now,
96.
and you're just going on.
He's
That's
a legend.
great.
Legend.
Except COVID.
Yeah.
COVID
No,
put
yeah,
a break.
yeah. I feel parents' act or lifestyle is much impacted on the children's.
Mm.
So what myself and Shodhan, saw my parents. We grew up seeing them
Yeah.
doing bodybuilding or
Mm.
working out. Back then, I can say a gym 20 years back, before 30 years and now,
Mm.
gym was something new to
Yeah.
to India.
Right.
So the modern gym started probably 15 years back. Now you can see each and every corner there's a gym coming up.
Yeah.
So the gym culture is much more now compared to
Mhm.
what we seen back in decades to 15, 20 years back.
Mhm.
Even the women fitness,
Yeah.
there's not much back in this, right?
Yeah, we used to see like
Now we have a good number of women, females in the gym taking care of
Right.
their health.
Yeah.
That's one good thing. What we
the percentage is shot
yeah.
up a lot more.
Like
What
before. Oh, yeah. Tell me. Go on.
What difference do you see in the sport of bodybuilding during your dad's time and now?
yeah,
Well,
70s, 80s were natural.
Yeah.
They're damn natural. That too
Mm.
in India. I don't know about other countries, but
Mhm.
you name it in India, it was pure natural bodybuilding sport. I think the steroids era started in the late 90s, early 90s, right?
late 80s, early 90s.
Somewhere there around. Then the whole bodybuilding uh, concept got changed. You started seeing a lot of big men, huge muscles coming up,
Hmm.
and that era took quite a while time.
Okay.
Now people are much aware of what is fitness,
Mhm.
what's the impact of you for the long run of steroids, because the internet access is with everyone.
Yeah.
The information what you get
Right.
is quite easy. So now people are much aware of it, what
Mm.
to do in a healthy way. Now the boom of natural bodybuilding is taking up slowly.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing, right?
Also, the thing with equipments in terms of the gym,
Mhm.
we didn't have any of those fancy gyms to start off
Yeah.
with. My dad used to go in Gardi Mane, what we used to
Yeah.
call
Already money. Yeah.
akhadas and stuff.
Mhm.
And he started off as an asthma patient. So he was put to exercises so that his breathing gets better.
Mhm.
So with his training and stuff in an akhada or a kusti, his
Mhm.
body started seeing changes, and his coach is like, okay, why don't you get into bodybuilding?
Okay.
And then he was put to Vyayam Shalas, which is like a next version of the akhadas back then. And still in Bangalore, some of the Vyayam Shalas still exist in Malleshwaram and stuff. And that's where dad used to earlier train. And then transition, no supplements, like he said, when they started off bodybuilding, forget the steroid part. There was like no supplements to start off with. They had their own ingredients, and then
I remember the one supplement used to pop up in a newspaper back in days called Jivantan.
Okay.
Yeah, Jivantan or something. And
Protein X
yeah,
was another one, but
yeah,
that's
whatever. That whole company, that company was right next to my house.
Okay.
The whole
Okay.
production company was there.
Mhm.
So I remember that shut down right now. So
Okay.
they used to boil a lot of jaggeries and all to make all this. So
to like fit the palate kind of a thing.
to
I
give
guess.
the taste of whatever
Yes,
it is.
yeah.
So I remember those kind of supplements. Hardly people used to take back then. The promotion of supplement back then was not even television. It was newspaper,
Okay.
right?
Huh.
And
also-
some magazines.
Yeah, but also other than that, also, I mean, probably I'm sure they were smart enough to see if it did any good. So they would come up with their own products, which is homemade, like mix the millets
Yeah.
back then, and then fenugreek and all those things, make it like a protein-rich
Yeah.
supplement for themselves, make a porridge out of it or a cake out of it, and then have. And there was no concept of cutting down on calories and stuff.
They looked same.
They
The
would-
whole year they looked
Uh-huh.
same.
They would believe in eat well, work out well.
Okay.
And then things changed over a period of time. They're like, okay, they started realizing how you can compete smart
Mhm.
than just being like, go kind of, what do you say, just go berserk and then do it erratic types, not focusing on calories and stuff. Now it's a lot more precise in terms of, okay, you need to be in a surplus, you need to be in a deficit in this phase, you need to keep your carbs low and do a carb loading, all
Mm.
those things. Even though natural bodybuilding doesn't do too much of the water out and then the uh, diuretics and stuff which you're not allowed to. But back then, supplements was definitely a no. They didn't have awareness of that. Access to a multi-gym was not a luxury for
Mm.
them.
Yeah.
So because then they slowly started getting into access of multi-gym when the culture of Joe Weider kicked in.
Yeah.
I remember when my dad went to the US to compete with A.V. Ravi and him. They both competed in the US
Okay.
in 91. So they came back with Joe Weider's supplements.
Oh.
So that was the first supplement box we ever saw in 91.
Okay.
And then the trend started kicking in with multi-gym and the magazines came and the magazines had all these advertisements of supplements, equipments, and then your tanning or different kind of merchandise and stuff. So everything then, but also it was like he said, it was more of a male dominated thing in the gym. We would see probably like a 1-2% of women in the gym. And now the awareness is a lot more, and the whole vitality, longevity, everything revolves around your weight training and muscles now. So you see at least like a 20-30% of female in the gym, which is a big jump from what it used to be. And also people are, the family is like understanding. Initially they would say, women, no, you're not supposed to go to the gym. You look like a man. Who will marry you? Was the first thing. But now it's all about health, and then focusing, especially COVID also taught us a lot of things, how important keeping your health as a priority is. And like you said, the longevity, than doing it for a short time, keeping it on a long run, how healthy you are from within is more important than how you look from outside. So which it's very apt for a natural bodybuilding, because the other form of bodybuilding doesn't kind of make justice to that.
And we are very fortunate to see all era of gym, I guess. From the Garani Mane, what even including Shodhan. I've seen my dad working out in the pretty old gym where, the plates had cast iron,
The green dumbbells, and
green dumbbells,
silver dumbbells,
and the pull-ups had a different ring, and parallel bar dips. I've seen then where people used to remove their footwear, the barefoot, and enter the gym. That was a pray first,
and
get
then
into the gym. That's a way of giving respect to the gym, and that's what we saw. Later on, slowly in the late 90s, the era of slowly the modern gym started. I remember the one gym in the old airport road. There's a couple of modern gym. The cable machine started coming from the free weights to cable. The lat pull down, the kick crossover. That was when I was in college. Sorry, when I was in school. That fascinated me much. Wow. Then after my college, then the boom of the gym started. Multi-gym, the perfect. Like Gold's Gym came up. Fitness One came up. Fitness First came up. And Talwakar. That's the first one, I believe, which in Bangalore started with luxury gym something. And we started seeing the gym with the ACs and all those things. Okay,
live DJ,
the live DJ, all started coming up. Now they have a small, and gym has a small kitchen.
Now there's canteen where you can, like, after workout you can
have
get
protein
like a meal,
smoothies and stuff,
all of
sandwich.
it.
So there's a transition from those plates which were made, or which were basically wheels of the train. So they used to use that. Now it's gone to a rubberized and customized,
I'm checking out here, guys. Sorry. And I have seen that there's so much of upgrade is happening from the every era, and you see in the home gym, there's one equipment called tonal. You can Google yourself.
Okay.
Where it is fixed on the walls. It's fixed on the walls. It's you through the app you can,
like a virtual trainer.
You have everything in it. They're pretty much in the US. So we've seen almost all this kind of
plus the gyms have become a business now. Which is like commercialized so much from what it used to be. I mean, even though, like you said, every area has a lot of gyms around, but definitely most of them are business oriented than how it used to be earlier, in terms of, because the Akhadas and then the Gardi Mane was like, in most of them were in government colleges and schools.
Yeah.
which is like an access to anybody in public to come work out, like how you had it in
Right.
the parks,
Mm-hmm.
easy access to like a free workout kind of a thing.
Mm.
And now it's like tweaked and then kind of glamorized and made
Yeah.
a lot more
And also
business oriented.
trainers should have a lot of practical knowledge also. A lot of people are
Certified basically.
certified. A
Yeah.
lot of practical knowledge. People rely on the Googles or
Because the
Just-
business thing picked up so much, so many gyms came up, there was a shortage of trainers.
shortage of
So the
trainers.
members who were training with the trainer and had personal trainers for a year, the second year they would be personal trainers.
Yeah.
So then the gym started making mandatory in terms of having certifications for the
Certification, yeah,
trainers,
yeah.
because the clients rely on them.
Right.
So they're putting so much of a trust in the trainer.
Mm-hmm.
So the institution, the gyms don't want to take like a chance of having uncertified or a non-certified trainer and then giving wrong info to the clients,
Right.
where the gym is held responsible. So that culture kicked in, and then simultaneously, luckily, bodybuilding has always been a sport in India from the longest time, and then people associate like how yoga is from India.
Yeah.
We have one of those oldest bodybuilders and natural bodybuilders from ages in India.
Mm.
So luckily, that culture blends well with the fitness and the training these days.
Okay.
I mean, that's how I got into training, I would say.
Mhm.
So it was easier for me to be a consultant, fitness consultant, and take a call in the early 2000s.
Okay.
Whereas being a trainer that time, like even I'm sure he was also on the same
Okay.
path. Though.
Okay.
So we both started off as freelance trainer,
yeah.
not freelance, but working in a gym and personal trainers.
Where did you guys work at?
I was in Chisel first.
I was in Fitness One. He was in Chisel. That's
in
what we
Chisel.
did right after the college. We got a
Oh.
degree. Then we decided, okay, we're not going to do any other kind of a job. We'll do. That's what we
You
love.
guys studied what?
I did my BCom.
I did BCom.
BCom. Okay.
After that, I did animations.
Okay.
I did 2D and 3D animations.
Mm-hmm.
Then I felt somewhere, okay, I'm not enjoying other work.
Okay.
I should do what I'm loving it. So then got back to the fitness.
And then you guys did like a nutrition course.
Yeah,
and
we
then
did.
got
We
into
did.
it.
We've been training almost more than 20 years. Myself and Shodhan. We
2000.
did n number of courses like fitness certification courses, lot of things. We've been
2001.
till today. We've been updating, upgrading everything.
Okay.
Something new comes, we adapt it.
Yeah, 2001 is when I
So-
started training clients and working in
Then-
Medifit, which is part of the Chisel gym after
yeah.
Classic Gym.
After that, I guess we both quit. We got into freelancing.
Okay.
So my kind of a job is quite different. I train people after post-COVID. I started training people through online.
Online,
I have
okay.
clients across the globe. Like I have in US, Canada, and Singapore. So I train them, and he's a big guy. He trains all big top people in the.
But
In Bangalore?
I prefer the one-on-one training.
One-on-one?
So I don't do
Okay.
much of
Yeah.
the online
See,
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I used to be doing the same in Gold's Gym also. Then I transitioned to freelancing
Okay.
in 2010 after 10 years of training in the gym.
Mhm.
Like Chisel gave me a break first. Before that was Classic Gym. I was helping some clients over there.
Okay.
Even the Classic Gym was thanks to my dad, was my platform, I would say, which kind of kicked off everything.
Okay.
And then I'm like, okay, let me start fitness training as a temporary thing, because I didn't know at that age being a trainer was not accepted so well in the society.
And he trains some big name in Bangalore.
Yeah. So what are some big names you trained in Bangalore?
I would like to. If you would like to remember.
There are some from different aspects in terms of real estate, or it can be most of them are businessmen and then institution owners actually.
Okay.
So
Who are those? Who are those?
I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal their names.
Yeah, you
or-
can come.
No, but I used to train some of these actors earlier and politicians like Nikhil Gowda. I used to train for a while
Oh, nice.
with me, and then from the real estate there is Ankara Builders. I used to train the Prestige family earlier,
Okay.
and then the RMZ family earlier.
Hmm.
Then I trained Nikhil Kamath for
Zeroda.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
nice.
That's crazy.
when he's in Bangalore. I do help
Okay.
him out. I mean, even though he's an old friend, a good friend of mine, we recently started
Mhm.
working out together and stuff.
Okay.
He's from your hood again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the best thing is I learn a lot from them.
Right.
It's than me just
Yeah,
helping
yeah.
them out. Also from the institution field, if it's a college owner or any of them,
Okay.
from Jain College, like Vishal from Jain College, and some of the politicians and stuff. Than just me training them, it's also like learning like a mutual thing. And then you build that relationship thing. And also, I'm more comfortable training one-on-one than online. I'm not a great fan of training anybody online, unless it's a worst case scenario where
Okay.
they're traveling and then
Uh-huh.
they would advise they would like to go online and then
Okay.
get a training done, kind of a thing. But otherwise, yeah, in the last 10 years, it's been freelancing and then manage few corporate and university health clubs. So luckily, because I chose training as a part-time thing initially, then it slowly transitioned to be a full-time job. And then definitely, like you said, something what I love doing.
Yeah.
And bodybuilding and fitness goes hand in hand. I mean, I definitely don't regret of what I did
Right.
20 years back, choosing training as
Yeah.
an option.
And I think it's the best thing because you're doing it, you love doing it, and then you're earning money by it, and you're competing and doing everything in the same profession itself.
He's the worth of
We have
money.
to earn
Yeah.
to compete
Yeah,
and
yeah.
pay for our bills. So
Right.
at least training is helping us pay
Yeah.
the bills. Also, thanks to my brother, who's my elder brother.
Okay.
He was understanding when I started my training
Okay.
first in 2004, 2001 onwards.
Mhm.
He was at least understanding, and like he's like, because parents are from a different generation,
Right.
So
so they wouldn't know, okay, what a trainer's job or how would it be.
Right.
He's like, okay, it's okay, you do. We'll see.
Mhm.
I mean,
So, yeah.
fitness will become big at some point. It will
Yeah.
keep booming. So
things I used to train one-on-one pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
That
Okay.
things started changing after post-COVID. So I started training people online overseas.
Mhm.
So the point is what I saw there are both pros and cons. The pros, lot of thing what I saw in them is like in US or any other part of the state, you have to drive a long way to reach a gym.
Okay.
The driving takes 30 minutes and coming
Okay.
back at 30 minutes.
Okay.
That 1 hour, 1 hour of
1
time
hour,
they're going to
yeah.
save it.
the commuting is a
Yeah, the commuting. So here in Bangalore, you have a gym in every corner
Right.
of
There's
like,
gym
yeah,
everywhere
you
here
just
now.
walk away and you get a
Right.
gym.
Right.
But in US, it's the different scenario.
Okay.
This also, it saves time
It
for
saves
them.
time because
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are so busy.
Right.
They
Other than like also
Yeah.
you traveling, plus they have to travel if they have to go to a gym
Yeah.
to meet you.
Yeah.
And
So
then-
for them, it's a comfort
Yeah,
in their
comfort
house.
and-
1 hour when they have a time, they
yeah
fix an appointment.
fix an
with him
appointment
and then,
and they're very comfortable with it. And they're saving 1 hour of time.
Mhm.
And any part of the world they're traveling, I'm there with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The client is
Virtual-
traveling to
virtual training.
Yeah,
he's
like
in Singapore
virtual-
or he's in Switzerland or he's in Spain.
Right.
I'm there with him.
Hmm.
So that's one of the pros.
comfort.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, and over the period of time, what you said, we try to develop a kind of a relationship with our clients.
Mhm.
More than clients, it's like a family bonding.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they
We
need
try-
to
yeah.
like trust you guys fully because they are gonna eat whatever you guys are saying and everything they're doing their workouts as per your whatever you're saying. So like obviously you need to build that trust and it's not an easy thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons like the gyms made it mandatory, saying, okay, you'll only hire certified trainers.
Okay.
Because it's, I mean, you're handing over your health
Right.
and the
right.
doctors come in later.
Yeah.
But you are kind of helping them fix a lifestyle, keep their health firm and steady. Because anything goes wrong is when the doctor comes in, right?
Steps
so you basically are in a lot more responsibility to change their lifestyle,
Mm.
and they treat you like
Yeah.
gurus.
Yeah.
So most of them do. They're like, okay, they listen. They whatever you say, they're like, okay. You
Mm.
do a handstand and you ask them, they would do. Even if you're kind of pulling a prank, they wouldn't take it that way. They will, okay, he's told us to do it, I have to do it.
Mm.
Consequences is
yeah.
later.
Our job is not to give much business to doctors.
Yeah.
No, but also, I mean, no one would like to get into a hospital
right.
or a
Yeah,
treatment
true.
phase, right?
Yeah.
So rather just prevention better than curing.
Mm.
So it takes throughout the year. It takes like how you compete. You can't just compete prep one day before the contest
Mm.
and then go on stage the next day. So you'll have to prep the whole year. It's the
Yeah.
same way. You just have to work out the whole year to keep yourself healthy, maintain a systematic routine in terms of your eating, nutrition. If any of those things are not done, then on
Mhm.
stage is when you fail.
Yeah.
Like that's when you meet a doctor.
So like
Things like
when
that.
you guys are competing in all these shows and all of that, you guys hire a coach, or how is it? Like you guys train by yourselves and then compete, or you guys hire a coach for yourselves?
I had it for the longest time. My dad was my coach
Coach,
for the
okay.
longest time, and then he handed me over to his students who took care of me in classic gym.
Mhm.
Then I had workout partners in classic gym, and then
Okay.
after that, once I started working, it's been on my own trial and
Okay.
error. And then recently, once I got into the INBA, then I met Mr. Kumar from Taiwan,
Okay.
who's INBA Asia president. So
Okay.
we both stayed together, competed together, traveled
Mhm.
together. So he guided me for the longest time.
Oh,
He
yeah.
still does those inputs and stuff when I need, but since it's not accessible every time, I don't meet him every now and then.
Okay.
It's more of from whatever is advised, it's trial and error, and then like you
Okay.
said, we keep upgrading whatever the science says these days, because every day there's a new thing coming up,
Yeah.
which makes
yeah.
it so much easier for us to implement and
right.
then experiment. But also, I mean, I can't say that I know everything and I've done everything. So it's
Mhm.
always like every day is like a trial and error,
Trial and
a
error.
learning phase.
Same here.
Same.
My dad used to train me when I was in college.
Mhm.
Later on, when the internet era took over, so we
Okay.
started getting a lot of information about across the globe. What was the new equipments or the workout pattern or whatever it is, and moreover, it is to understand your own body, how it reacts,
mm.
how it responds.
Mm.
So that is where we do a lot of trial and error. So we know, okay, this works for me. So I keep see, we both compete in natural bodybuilding, but we both train different. We both eat different.
Eat different.
Okay.
Training
You know,
routines are different because each
we-
body is different.
Yeah, each body. He eats something else. I eat something else.
Okay.
His training pattern is different. My training pattern is different.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I
and-
can't replicate
yeah,
what
I
he's
can't-
doing.
yeah, I can't replicate what he does. It may not suit me.
Right.
So end of the day, I need to show my best.
Mhm.
That's on the stage.
At least the best thing is with natural bodybuilding, what we are trying to stress on and then promote a lot more because of the longevity, and then end of the day, it's a sport.
See,
So
and-
treat it like a
Yeah,
sport.
right.
Shodhi, and I believe few aspects what where you come from,
Mm.
the DNA. I believe that. See, I come
And how
from
you
the
utilize
yeah, how
the
we utilize
genetics
it. See,
also.
my DNA is probably my parents are from the Western Ghats. His parents
Okay.
are from the coastal.
Mangalore.
Mangalore.
I'm basically from
Yeah,
Mangalore.
he is more of red rice, boiled rice. That
Fish.
suits
Huh,
him well, very
That
well.
suits him. Okay.
Okay, I
Hmm.
eat rice, white rice, and I can't digest or
I
I
have a big
can't.
sweet tooth
I'm not
also.
so yeah.
I have a big sweet tooth also, which is
Okay.
it's my
Let me tell you,
weakness.
we were in New Zealand.
Okay.
Okay, we finished our competitions and we both won.
Mm-hmm.
And to celebrate, imagine almost 5 days, man. We had cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake. That's the best cheesecake in the world, man. I
And you're
bet.
in
That was in
What cheesecake was that?
yeah, I don't know. Because they
You
are
guys had like
huge,
a
big
normal
ones.
Okay.
Regular, the New York
you know,
cheesecake style.
when you come back to India, I don't think so. We may get such a nice cheesecake.
Uh-huh.
Plus,
So
when
I
you're
thought,
in New Zealand, I mean, it's known for the milk products and chocolates.
Yeah.
Makes sense to just
Mhm.
live on it.
we enjoyed.
So, just
How
try
was
to-
that whole tour? Like you guys going there competing and like how was New Zealand for you guys? You guys stayed in Auckland, right?
Both. We were in Auckland and Queenstown, both.
Hmm.
So the Auckland days was we entered and we were like more tensed. For, we need to take part. The preparation. We are in the stress mode.
Huh.
Still, the contest, you're not.
Contest.
I mean, we don't usually indulge in the outside food and
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah,
we
we are
prepare
most-
our food and
We take care what we are eating. It what on the flights we avoided eating anything. We didn't eat anything. How many hours of flight was that? 18 hours.
6 plus 9. Yeah.
Yeah, 15 somewhere there.
With the transit 18
So
hours.
we have to carry our own food in the flight.
Mm-hmm.
We start eating them.
Just to be on the safer side.
On the safer
because-
side, you know what happens? One meal can change your body.
Mm-hmm.
And also with the travel, your body inflammation.
Yeah,
or your
inflammation,
water retention.
water
and
retention,
stuff.
I mean.
Yeah.
So till the and getting used to their time zone and stuff, you just have to be a little careful till the contest.
And
After the contest, like you said, it's go
we
berserk.
just let us free. Like, man, so much of months together. We've been preparing like 8 months, 7 months. Then we're relaxed. Let's enjoy. We had one of the best burger, man, in Queenstown. That is what's that?
Ferg burger.
Ferg burger. Beautiful.
So,
Shout
I
out.
mean, yeah. So I've been to New Zealand a few times, and I love competing in New Zealand.
I would love to go.
Okay.
If there's any
Like,
more
was this your
competition coming
first
up?
time competing there, or like you've competed
Sixth-
many times?
sixth.
Sorry?
New Zealand. New Zealand, is it your first time?
No, it was my sixth time.
Sixth time.
Wow.
In the INBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has done
That's
a
crazy.
Yeah.
So 2009, 10, 12, 17, 23, and 24. So it was the sixth time. So I love competing in New Zealand just because the country gives that feel to you is one thing, and the people mainly. They're so hospitable. Even if they're from Team New Zealand, they will still cheer for the Indian
Okay.
team.
Hmm.
They're like, come on, India. So that's like such a friendly atmosphere. And that's one thing what I've noticed, the difference between natural bodybuilding and the regular bodybuilding. Because even though before 2010, I didn't have access to natural bodybuilding, I
Okay.
wasn't aware of it. I was
Mhm.
competing with the regular federations, and then I've competed internationally in the other federations also. But the vibe is different. This is more of a family. There's no hatredness
Hmm.
in the natural bodybuilding, especially in INBA is what I feel.
Okay.
INBA stands for International Natural Bodybuilding Association, which
Mhm.
is based out of California in the US.
Okay.
And it's in the industry has been, the association has been since the 70s, late 70s.
All right.
And one of the first natural federations to ever exist, and the first ones to start testing and stuff. So they also own Ironman magazine now, which only promotes INBA athletes.
Okay.
So the whole athletes, when I started competing and then meeting athletes from there, they don't treat you like rivals or competitor. It's more of a big family.
Hmm.
So they're so welcoming every time
Okay.
you're in their country. They're cheering for you.
Oh.
They want you to come in best shape. They
Mhm.
want you to be comfortable when you're staying there. So that's, I think, the beauty of INBA is what I feel. And then I started telling him, okay, this natural bodybuilding, because we all used to compete in different federations earlier. We weren't
Okay.
aware of natural
Yeah.
bodybuilding.
Okay.
I'll come back to that when what you said in Singapore or when I competed in Singapore and
mhm.
New Zealand.
Mhm.
The amount of support you get is huge.
Okay.
The people or the competitors, they don't look you like a rivalry. Something they
Mhm.
support you and they'll make sure that, man, you need to correct this, you need to work on this, you need to do, and you're
Okay.
good. They encourage you a lot.
Hmm.
And it's good that natural bodybuilding is coming up. I
Mhm.
quit bodybuilding in 2005.
Okay.
Then I competed in 2014.
Mhm.
There's a Muscle Mania came up. The first Muscle Mania came up in India.
Yeah. Okay.
So I
2014.
I took part in it. So I won gold in it. After that, I felt somewhere, okay, I should wait for something more cleaner bodybuilding.
Okay.
So I guess INBA came in 2019,
18.
sorry,
Mhm.
2018.
Mhm.
I trained my students and to make sure to compete them. I was ready for the next year.
Hmm.
Probably next year never happened, I guess. 2000.
COVID hit, and
Yeah,
then
COVID hit
Hmm.
Yeah.
until 2020, and I couldn't compete. So again, I had to compete, come back in 2024.
24.
Hmm.
24. So probably
He
had
was
a very
almost
good,
ready for a 23 also, 2023. Then he couldn't. Then 2024 was another
yeah.
opportunity. So like, okay, Asia Pacific's coming up, and then there will be a International Pacific Rim in New Zealand,
Okay.
and then there will be Olympia, and then the World Cup happening. So then he took it seriously for the Singapore one, started prepping for it. But what also I was trying to say was, like, being a natural bodybuilder, also it shows in your attitude.
Mhm.
Like, you wouldn't have those raging hormones or a
Right,
mood
right.
swing
Yeah,
or
yeah,
a
true.
kind of hatredness kind of a thing. You're a lot more kind of subtle, I would say, and
Like
then
Buddha.
welcoming,
Okay.
and you're like,
Okay.
you'll kind
Yeah.
of make peace with the sport in terms of being playing it healthy kind of a thing.
Right.
So there's no hatredness and stuff. So it just becomes like a big family. So that's one of those beauty of,
Hmm.
and also INBA is like one of the best tested federations, and then gives
Okay.
out best cash prizes, and the only federation to have a natural Olympia title
Mhm.
in the whole of the world, which is like a pinnacle for any natural bodybuilder. So anybody competing naturally would, like how I was in my school and I wanted to compete in an international show and
Mhm.
win.
Mhm.
Being a natural bodybuilder, competing in natural Olympia would be your dream.
And you are going to do it in November, right? Are
In
you
November, in 2 weeks from now,
Olympia,
will be my
the natural
11th
Olympia?
11th natural Olympia. 11th
We
natural
wish you
Olympia.
the best. Like,
Thank you.
I
Thank
want
so-
you to win, man.
Thank you so much. They've inducted me into the Hall of Fame this year. So
He should
Wow.
flex his biceps for the camera.
maybe
Come on,
after
man.
the show when I'm pumped. Yeah, I get
Now,
pumped.
now. Yes, yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's, when
That's
it's
the beauty of,
INBA and
natural.
National Olympia, I get goosebumps and I get
Uh-huh.
pumped. So it's a good feeling overall. It's more than just getting on
Mhm.
stage. Like I keep stressing on that part. It's the athletes around and the competitors around and maybe the president, the world president and his family. Everyone are like so hospitable and then treat
Okay.
the athletes so well. They make you comfortable. So I
Yeah.
wanted him to experience the same thing this year, but the visa process is taking time.
Mhm.
So I'm sure he'll compete next
Next
year.
year.
And also since this year, yeah, a couple of weeks will be now contest season now. The last two big contests for the year. So I'm looking forward for the Olympics. So that's one of the big stages is what I was trying to
Okay.
tell you about. So,
Is it your first time doing it in Olympia or like
11th time.
11th time?
11th time.
No
Oh
wonder he
my
got an
God.
Eklavya award, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Eklavya award. So obviously,
That's crazy.
the amount of consistency of bodybuilding he has, the amount of
Yeah, except
trophies he's won is huge.
I swear, it's an honor to do this with you, man.
thank you. Thanks to Raghu for getting me here,
Yeah, yeah.
actually. It's actually his idea to, and then your initiative to choose him. And then thanks for having, and then stressing on the natural bodybuilding thing, which is like, I feel should be prioritized a lot more.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
if it's a sport, what I was trying to say earlier also was treat it like a sport. I mean,
Mhm.
don't abuse the sport
Right.
and do it like on a healthier thing, which will help your lifestyle rather than doing a sport which will spoil your lifestyle.
Mm.
So do a sport, any sport, not necessarily I'm saying everyone come do bodybuilding or natural
Right.
bodybuilding.
Right.
Whatever suits you, just keep it clean. Like they
Mhm.
say, the WADA says, play it clean, true sport and stuff. So even if you're choosing bodybuilding, I mean, do the natural way. You have one life to live. And
Right.
there's so many years of experiment or years to put to achieve a
Right.
decent body. You can't just
Yeah.
achieve everything in 2 years.
So we have planning to encourage more of natural bodybuilding
Mhm.
from India. So we have a plans of
Organizing
making.
a
He's
nationals.
a vice president, right?
Of INBA
Of
India.
INBA for India. For
Okay.
India. So we are planning to do a national level competitions, natural bodybuilding and fitness.
INBA
So that we're going to
Karnataka.
pick few athletes from India.
Okay.
So they'll be selected for
The Asia Pacific,
Asia
and the
Pacific
international shows next
happening
year.
in Japan,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. So INBA
So-
Karnataka will
Yeah.
uh,
We're going to
would-
make a team.
would
So
like to take
I
initiative.
would love to tell who are watching this,
Yeah.
natural athletes, get prepared.
That's
Yeah.
crazy because like till now, like many people are getting enhanced because there wasn't like a limelight. There weren't
Yeah.
that big of a shows where they could represent naturally. That's why I think most of them were getting into these steroids and getting enhanced and doing all of that. But now because even natural bodybuilding, as you guys told now, that there's a proper stage, there's
Yeah.
like a proper federation where there's clean sport happening.
and there's enough and more fame than the regular bodybuilding
Yeah.
in natural
Yeah.
bodybuilding, I would say.
Right.
Initially I lost hopes when I started competing. When I
Mm.
used to see a lot of huge guys, right? I said, man, these guys.
It's disheartening
Huge.
because you put the effort.
And
effort and everything. And then you'll know that
Yeah.
whom you're competing with is not natural for sure. Like obviously that is what is happening here, right?
And
yeah, it's easier. Once you're in the sport, you'll know
Definitely.
how much is achievable and how
Definitely.
much is
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
I
Right.
felt somewhere, okay, man, I can't even compete with these guys.
Right.
So huge. And they don't even look natural to me. So I just waited for the whole decade.
No, there's so many of them who've
I had a
stopped
hope.
competing or given up on the
Mm.
sport,
Sports,
like how
yeah,
we
I-
said,
Yeah, I had
thinking that way.
thinking I had somewhere hopes that someday there is going to be a natural bodybuilding associations coming up to India,
Mm-hmm.
clean, neat.
Yeah.
So they're going to select a clean, neat athlete. So we are the face of natural bodybuilding. So probably we will try to get a good changes. We'll make sure we need more natural bodybuilders from India, athletes to take part across the globe
Mm-hmm.
to encourage more of healthy and clean sports.
Mm.
And I'm sure you'll still be able to get your sponsorship and endorsements from the brands. Cash prizes would be way lesser than what the other federations would do, but I
Okay.
think you're still playing healthily or you're competing healthy, you're taking care of your health, and then you're in a lot more better atmosphere competing. So
Right.
I definitely stress on the part of
And you
competing
and you can
naturally.
say proudly you can say yourself, I'm natural.
Right.
I have
And
one
like,
natural. That's too by INBA.
and like you guys supporting and
Yeah.
doing all of this for our country and our athletes who want to compete in a bigger stage naturally, that's great. Like what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Trying
Hopefully
to-
all of them, do much more natural bodybuilding shows and then do it clean, get a proper stage and do all of that.
Yeah, because bodybuilding is, I mean, at least, I mean, I'm sure with him also is what has given me identity, is what I would say, from whatever little identity I have now. So it's all thanks to bodybuilding and then the fitness industry. So if whichever way possible to give back to the society, I think this would be my best way to promote the sport and then get the athletes. Also, a lot of them have a misconception that, okay, bodybuilding means it has to be only on substance enhancing.
Right.
They don't know there's another way to compete, because some of the trainers is the first step, I would say. Like, say that's where most of the things go wrong. They'll say,
Right.
you have to get on gear to compete because there's no other
Right.
way to compete. Whereas now they realize, okay, you can
Yeah,
compete
yeah.
naturally also, and then they realize there's a natural platform,
Right.
and they don't want to spoil their health. It's more the reason to pick the sport. And then, I mean, also one of the reason when the sport got abused with enhanced athletes, that also, I would say, spoiled the sport to an extent. Because most of them, when they're inclined to being looking like somebody who's a big guy on the cover of a magazine,
Right.
and if you have to picture yourself on the magazine, you have to be on the substances to become like that. So it kind of drives them. So which I feel has spoiled the sport a little bit also. So I feel we can still get it back to what it used to be in the 70s and the 80s.
Have you guys ever been offered the substances?
Oh yeah, a lot of times.
Lot of times.
Because when you say like natural bodybuilding is so small, like in India still, so of course there would be someone who's going to offer you.
Not someone. There are many.
Lot of
Okay.
them.
There are many.
And also we've got, I would take it as a compliment, saying, I'm sure you're on substance abuse.
Yeah,
I'm
still,
like,
yeah.
okay.
That we take it as a compliment.
I
When
take it as a
they see my
compliment.
pictures or Shodhan pictures, the stage pictures, man, that's not possible. These
Yeah.
guys looks enhanced. That's something like compliment.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Like,
INBA as a platform, or the association, is the only one which has Hall of Fame
And
Mhm.
Hall
and
of
there's
Shame.
Hall of Shame.
Okay.
So anybody getting tested positive on international stage or a national stage with their test results goes into Hall of Shame, and they're banned from INBA for life. So similarly, different associations ban them from life also, but they don't have the Hall of Shame. But they do their bit. They ban that particular athlete from that federation. Typically, what the athletes would do is jump into another federation and then compete, because there's so many
Yeah.
federations. But at least it's a way of saying, okay, we're taking it seriously. INBA does that, saying, okay, we test you randomly. You come out positive on any of the substances, we will put you on a Hall of Shame. So, and they have no kind of rights to stop them and all these things. So the athletes can't, they have to sign the disclaimer and stuff. So which makes it even more kind of encouraging for athletes to compete. But also when they say, okay, if you feel like you're on substance abuse, I'm like, yeah, the simple thing is, if somebody is competing for the last 27 years at a stretch, and if I'm carrying substances in my body for 27 years, I wouldn't be alive.
Right.
The shelf life is a lot smaller.
True.
So that's one simple thing which they don't try to understand, but also they kind of, like, some of our friends, like, they understand, they kind of realize now how is it possible, because all of us initially, when we started, we were thought, okay, this is the only way to compete, you can't do it naturally. But I'm like, okay, it's okay, not winning. I mean, winning is not everything for me, not the
Right,
entire
right,
thing. I just want to be competing for the longest time, is what I had my goal in mind when I first started.
But why is my question? Like, you guys, like, I've already done it. Like, you guys have won so many medals from a young age, but you guys are still pushing. Bodybuilding competitions won't give you that much money. The prize like the whatever price rewards they keep, you guys are spending more than that for your preparations, definitely.
Yeah.
And you traveling, going to other places, different countries, and all of it. But still, why do you guys want to keep going?
Like I said, it's one life. And especially for me, bodybuilding is my passion, and I love prepping and then competing, and then I get to travel a bit with that.
Mm-hmm.
But also representing India was always my goal. So that's my
Right.
key thing. So I'm like, I want to represent and compete internationally as much as I can. So if that's the goal, then staying natural is the only way, because you can't be otherwise. Max
Right.
6 to 8 years is when you can compete at a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
After that, your body kind of starts giving up.
Mm.
Then you'll have to take a break for 4-5 years and
Mhm.
then come back and all
Mhm.
those things. Plus, when the body can do so much wonders over a period of time, like we have friends and fellow competitors from the US and different parts of the world, they call themselves Wolf Pack,
Mhm.
and they're all in the age bracket of 50, 55, 60, 65.
Okay.
And they give a run for our money.
Mm.
And I'll share some pictures of them with you, you can probably use that as a comparison. Every year when I see them on stage, they look better,
Mm.
which is like motivating us so that we don't have to give up.
Okay.
So it's like a lot more
That's
inspiring.
great.
Yeah.
So when the body can do so much wonders at the
One
age
is
of
it's
60.
proud you're representing your country.
Right.
That's one. Other one is your consistency, your lifestyle. You're getting much better every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And other than the
And
travel,
other one, other thing is you're more than that. You're inspiring a lot of people.
Right.
You're inspiring a lot of people to take natural bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you can see most of the enhanced bodybuilders, they are retired after 30 plus or something.
Yeah.
They're not in the long run.
Right.
Most of them
You see
retired.
natural bodybuilders, you see a person, there's a guy who's taking part 18 years, and I see there's a guy who's 75 years and 80 years
and
old,
to
right?
start competing at the age
Yeah,
of 50
you can
also.
see all the brackets, age brackets of
Mhm.
bodybuilders, they look very good. So that's a lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. You're carry forwarding it in a neat and clean
Mhm.
way, and it's nice.
Yeah.
You need not take a break, unlike the enhanced bodybuilders where
Right.
the body gives up. You damage yourself internally.
Right.
So here you're getting better every
Right.
year, and you inspire a lot of people. Hope
Yeah.
so. When you inspire a lot of
Definitely.
people, are going to follow you up, and we can actually indirectly we can build a good youth nations.
Right.
Strong people have that confidence. Okay,
Community, yeah.
that's a good community. Yes, we can do it naturally.
That's like a
big
bigger purpose.
lifestyle.
And also, like, how does it feel to hold the country flag when you guys win all of this medal? How does that feel like for you both?
That's definitely like a goosebump moment. Like, I always kind of, from school days, I used to wear my dad's Indian team jersey. I still have
Okay.
a picture which, when he came back from the international contest, he's competed in a few international contests.
Mhm.
So when he was competing, going for the contest or after the contest, I used to wear his Indian team jersey and take pictures.
Okay.
So I always had the thing of wearing an Indian team jersey and then carrying the Indian flag on an international stage.
Mm.
So irrespective of you winning or not, just wearing that on your shoulders is like a bigger pride moment, actually. But also the age thing, coming back to the natural thing, and what I want to mention is, like, any of the 60, 55-year-old athlete in INBA, if you see, most of them have a average athlete span of easily 25 years, and they've been competing consistently from the last 25 years,
Mm.
which is like,
That's
which itself is
crazy,
an
yeah, yeah,
indication
yeah.
that
There's no way you can do that in an enhanced show.
Yeah.
You can't compete for like 25 years.
yeah. So
You
great.
just show me one enhanced bodybuilder
Never.
who's been competing for 2 decades. No, I don't
Right.
think so.
and most of these athletes are like, and they share their pictures when they were in 20s and now
20,
in their
yeah,
60s.
And which
And-
year, Shodhan, you took part in the bodybuilding?
I first was at the age of 16.
Year. I need a year. Which year?
1996.
See, 96, and this is 2014. Look at this guy.
2024.
18 years old.
Oh my
See, that's the
God.
beauty of natural bodybuilding.
2024, not 14.
Yeah,
Sorry, 2014. Sorry.
2024.
2024.
Yeah.
Look at that. From 96 to 2024.
No, but also the thing is,
Consistency, man.
what I tell people, other than the travel part, Your natural bodybuilding doesn't take too much of an expense
Okay.
and doesn't take too much of a change from your regular lifestyle.
Okay.
You still need to, even if you clock like a 90-minute of good workout in a day, which is a 45-minute and a 45-minute session, 2 sessions,
Okay.
eat regularly, do some changes, add some protein.
Okay.
You don't have to eat like 2 kilos of chicken a day. You don't have to
Okay.
eat 30 eggs a day.
Mm-hmm.
For a normal person, I would say, if somebody who's in a 70-kilo category and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't have to spend enormously on your substances and stuff. So you just have to do your basic things, do some corrections. Only the thing is tricky is like the travel part. I mean, you have to
Yeah.
spend your money
Yeah.
unless you have your sponsors and stuff, or you're coming from a wealthy family. And most of the
Mhm.
bodybuilders you'll see are all from a poor to a
Right,
middle
right,
class
right.
family. So we all have to kind of slog, and then
Mhm.
so luckily, I mean, now when I think I've saved up my money and this is my 35th international, now I'm competing in the US now. So I'm like, okay, if I look back now, I'm like, okay, not bad. My investments have always
Mhm.
been with bodybuilding, even if it's not given back much money in terms of contest, but at least it's given me a happiness. And then kind of my identity is whatever I've earned today is because of bodybuilding. And then
Mhm.
it does help my training profile, definitely. If you're
Mhm.
somebody training with a world champion or natural Olympia athlete and stuff, makes a difference, but it's a feel good factor. But you can't expect every time the sport to give back money
Right.
on stage.
Right.
So, I mean, especially if you're passionate about a sport.
It's a feather in the cap
Yeah.
that
like-
you have this.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
competed and you won world championship.
Plus, if you're a
And
sports
you're
person,
international bodybuilders. That's
Right. Right.
even the clients feels good. Okay, I'm being
Yeah.
trained by international.
Definitely.
plus
And
any
moreover, the diet part, what you mentioning,
Mhm.
when we don't eat a kilo of chicken or 30 eggs a day,
Mhm.
I don't think so. You do.
no, I don't know.
No, people have a wrong assumption. Man, this guy eats a kilo of chicken or 30 eggs a day. No, we don't do. We eat quality food, not quantity food. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and just calculate the portions.
Mhm.
If you see our meal, it's very small.
You can share us like how does your meal look like in a day?
Most of us do a 5 to 6 meal a day.
5 to 6. Okay.
Yeah, so it would either, if I'm in a rush in the morning to get to training, I would just start off with a quick smoothie or a shake,
Okay.
and then leave home and then have a quick protein bar before the workout,
Mhm.
because I want to finish my workout, and then go home for a proper lunch with some brown rice and then either some protein from either any of the meat or eggs.
Okay.
And then again in the evening, if it is after 4 hours of the lunch, if it was meat in the lunch with brown rice and veggies, I would have eggs and some sweet potato or some veggies after 4 hours, like eggs and some veggies or a sweet potato, and then come back for a dinner, which is again a brown rice. I love my brown rice. So I'm
Okay.
a rice fan. I keep the portions in control though. So the rice and again some meat in the evening for dinner. In between, if I'm spending too much time outside the house, I'd probably carry my meal with me
Okay.
with some veggies and then some protein in it. Or I would just have another quick protein bar and then come back home for dinner. So it's not too complicated. So
Okay.
you just have to be aware of what you're eating and then what your intake is. His meals
yeah,
would
mine
be
is
different.
very different. Yeah, I just started eating now. So if you calculate, I used to do intermittent fasting, one meal a day.
Okay. One meal a
Yeah,
day.
two
Oh my
two
God.
meal a day. That's it.
Like how many
Two
calories would
meals.
that
That I used
meal
to
be?
I used to calculate the protein amount, protein everything. My eating window was like 8 hours.
8
That's
hours.
it.
Yeah.
Finish. So when I started competing for this year, then I started to get back to the 4 meats, sometimes a bit of 5.
Okay.
Not huge, a small part of like
Mhm.
pre-workout meal, maybe some nuts and eggs.
Mhm.
Probably after post meal, I used to have a whey and eggs and some oats.
Okay.
Then some. I don't eat much of meat. I eat chicken. I mean red meat once in a
Okay.
while.
Okay.
Then chicken twice a day. Chicken maybe for dinner. That's it. Once a day egg. That's it.
Mhm.
That's my meal at twice a day of whey protein. Then I shifted to this. So I used to calculate my protein intake, and I used to be in a calorie deficit
Hmm.
to make sure that I'm cutting down my body fat percentage.
Okay.
Simple. I keep it as very simple. So only thing is the sleep pattern. I don't know how many hours this guy sleeps.
I like my 8 hours of sleep.
8 hours sleep.
8
So
hours.
I divide my sleep. I sleep 6 hours, then I sleep an hour in the afternoon. So I
Okay.
make sure I'm going to get those 7 hours of sleep. 8 hours is like luxury for me.
No, like
Yeah,
a
at a
lot of
stretch.
people tell that like you need to get that sleep
Yes, yes.
at once itself. Like sleeping
Yeah.
for like 6 and then for another 2 hours in the afternoon. People say that
No,
that's
no.
bad. That's fine.
That's
what,
fine.
What do you think?
But worst
Okay.
case scenario, if somebody is not able to or have the luxury of sleeping 8 hours at one stretch,
Mm-hmm.
at least then kind of stressing themselves and overworking, that 2 hours in the afternoon at
right.
least helps them. But it shouldn't spoil their whole circadian rhythm.
Even I like my afternoon naps. It's always relaxing to get that
I'm
1 hour
trying to
nap.
get my one stretch, but I don't have much luxury of getting those 7 hours of sleep. My work doesn't permit.
Hmm.
I have to wake up early morning and sleep. Yeah, the
Different time zones.
US time and Canada time
Right.
is quite.
I think
That's a
it's
different
way
time. So I have to
opposite,
work
yeah.
on their time schedule.
Right.
So I'm just trying to make my best.
If someone like wants to compete in the INBA, like do they have to go through like another platform and then compete and get selected for this, or directly they can go for this?
We have state level contest, zonal or a nationals. So as long as they're competing in any of the zonal and then the nationals,
Okay.
that's a platform for you to go. And if you get selected,
Okay.
you can go compete internationally. I meant. So
Okay.
there's no separate platform where you have to compete and then come to INBA.
Mhm.
Any of the zonal shows or the local shows happening in India
Okay.
would basically be the platform for
Platform,
them.
okay.
Yeah.
So you are in this field from such a long time, like plus 25 years or something. But what are some fitness tips you would recommend someone who's just starting off with their fitness journey?
Choosing the right coach first thing.
Yeah.
And then if you're looking at a contest point of view, don't look at like a very short time, because it wouldn't do justice basically. So just think of a long term. Be patient is what my advice would be. Be patient. Your results will happen, but it'll take a little while. So don't rush to find everything in 6 months, and then be consistent. So having the right coach is like the most important.
For someone who's starting, I would recommend to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Then don't stress yourself. Don't get confused. Just follow what your ancestors did, right? Your grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Are you guys into sports too?
I used to be into track and field till my 10th standard. I used to be a 100-meter runner, which I still love doing, but cut it down a lot more compared to what it used to be. Just do a recreational thing. But otherwise, then growing up, other than competitive track and field, I used to just play shuttle as a hobby. And all of us, I'm sure, like how we've played gully cricket, done a bit of that also. But I used to represent school and college with volleyball and then track and field basically.
Yeah.
Before I started bodybuilding as my main forte.
Even though I was brought up in Bangalore, I didn't pick up those fancy sports. All I did was local sports. I played kabaddi, lagori, churchand, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And
all the indigenous sports.
And I used to play WWF.
Oh,
yes.
with
like when we were kids, with my brother and with my neighbors.
That's crazy.
So I consider them as a sports. So I enjoyed them, and occasionally football. But I don't know why I hated cricket till now.
Okay. We both.
I may be the 1% of India who don't like cricket.
I
don't follow cricket. I don't know about Shodhan.
I don't. In the last few years, 4-5 years, I haven't followed cricket much either. So earlier, I used to. I would still play than watching now. But I was watching earlier. But we used to play a lot also. But as a sport representing the school, it was more of football, volleyball, and track and field.
Okay.
But like you said, cricket for the last 4-5 years, I have lost connect with actually.
I trained a couple of IPL players, even though.
Okay.
But I didn't enjoy watching them play a game, or personally, I watching a cricket, whatever it is.
Mm.
I don't know.
They haven't influenced you
It didn't
too
influence
much, I
me
think.
much. I don't know. Maybe I didn't like it.
Mm.
Maybe a lot of people might
How can
hate
you
me
not
for
like
this, but
cricket?
I may be very specimen for this.
Being
Very,
an
very rare species who don't like cricket in India.
Yeah.
Maybe I belong to that.
Mm. You're in that like 1% maybe,
Maybe
because
1%.
everyone in their childhood, like at least once they'll be like, okay, I want to be a cricketer in the future. That is
Yeah.
how it is
At
over
least
here.
play the gully cricket thing.
Ah.
You haven't even watched the World
I
Cup?
loved playing kabaddi back in
Kabaddi,
days
okay.
when I was in school. I was good at it.
Mm.
I would, if I would have continued, I would have been
Yeah.
state and
He
national.
was asking about the World Cup.
Sorry,
Not even a World Cup. You don't even watch the World Cup?
no man, no,
Wow.
I don't.
Mm.
Straight, hit to the point. No.
Like out of bodybuilding, like I see Raghu traveling a lot. Like that too, especially I when I was going through your Instagram, see you going to all these temples and all of that. Like, are you like into spirituality, like too much into that, or like how is it?
Not exactly kind of a spiritual or you go there, take a blessings or something.
Mhm.
Not. That's not the case. I go there, I feel good. There's a lot of factors which make me to visit ancient temple. I don't visit a temple which was built
Mm,
recently or 100 years back or something. I
Mhm.
would love to visit the temple which is a 600 years old, 1,000 years or maybe 2,000 years old temple. I would see. I'm very fascinated about how the temples were built back in days,
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
right? So the engineering, the
Mhm.
architect of a temple,
Right.
it still amuses me. Even though we are so advanced till today,
Mhm.
if you would have seen the Hoysala, the Vijayanagara, the Chalukyas, the Chola eras, every
right.
era, Rashtrakutas eras,
Yeah.
every era has a different style
Right.
and so well engineered. So it fascinates me. One part of it, I would love to see the art,
Okay.
the sculpture work on each and every temple. One part. Other part, I believe the temples were built in a different places where there were energy.
Mm.
Right?
Mm.
You need not go to a temple, ask a pujari to pray it for yourself or do something and nothing. You just go to a temple, stay there, get your pleasant there. You feel this aura, you
Right.
feel this energy, okay, and come back and see the temple. The temple is built for a reason. I see people these days go for superstitious belief for self or for their own benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they straight away go to the temple, ask pujari, then come back. That's it.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
don't look around to the temple. You
Right.
should look around to the temple, the sculpture. What is this? Learn it. They are educating you. There is a science. There is a mathematics. There are a lot of things. The engineer in the temple. You just go learn it. You will learn and you will get to know a lot of things. And you will
Right.
just go. Not pray or be very devotional. Just be there, sit quietly. You will feel this aura. You will
Right.
feel this energy, and you're good.
Mm.
And you come up with some positive energy. That's
Right,
what I
definitely.
believe. That's the reason I travel around across the Karnataka and the south,
Mm-hmm.
lot of places just to visit the temple, to admire the beauty of our temples
Right.
And the culture. Like,
and the
he
culture.
takes pride in
Yeah,
where he comes from. Like, I'm from Bangalore. I take pride in where I come from. I visit the local place. He's more of a museum guy.
Okay.
So he likes to visit the museum
uh,
and then the history. I like to go visit the different parts of town,
Okay.
maybe the beaches, and then
Like the nature.
nature. Yeah, more of a mountain or a
Like I think whenever I go on a trip, like when I come back, I feel there's a change. Like I feel like pushing harder in life generally, like work wise or anything. And then like that is how it is for me. Like whenever I take these trips and come back, I feel positive. I get that energy. I push harder, and that is how it works. For me, at
especially
least.
you should get into the nature, hike.
Right.
Get into the nature, hike, climb the mountains. You feel so refreshed, and when you come back, you are a new person.
Yeah.
You're with lots of positive thoughts. I used to hike. I still hike a lot of places. Almost I've covered most of the all across the Bangalore
Okay.
border of
Okay.
Bangalore. Maybe Kolar, Tumkur, Kanakpura. There are Ramnagara.
Right.
There's
Right.
mountains.
Huh.
Name the mountains. I have been there.
Okay.
I've hiked. And whenever you go top and come back,
Yeah.
You come up with some energy. You feel so good. Okay.
Right.
For the people of Bangalore, what is one hike you would suggest?
People of Bangalore, there's a
Yeah.
lot. You can't suggest one hike. Don't go to Nandi Hills.
Okay, that's not even a hike.
Don't go.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, don't go there.
Huh.
There are places like Skandagiri. There are
Yeah.
there's one in near the Kanakpura. I forgot the name. There's a lot of places.
Hmm.
You should just find out.
Skandagiri is my favorite. too.
Skandagiri is
Yeah,
good
yeah,
for
I've done Skandagiri.
sunset.
Yeah.
You have to start hiking early morning, 3 or 4 o'clock. So
Then like
I
how
would
does
love
your
to hike in the Western Ghats, especially.
yeah, that's crazy.
I have that Kodachadri.
Mhm.
Kodachadri, that's a
Mhm.
beautiful hike. man.
Mulangiri.
You should try Mulangiri. I never been there, but Kodachadri I've been
Okay.
there a number of times. So that's a nice trek. You getting lost into the forest.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a falls. There are the natures and
I feel like talking to you guys, I feel that you both are very disciplined from your childhood. Like, didn't you guys get distracted when obviously when you join college, you try to be cool, you get into all these distractions, and then how was it for you? How did you control all of it? Then you're being disciplined, and then like even today you're doing it from a really long time. That too, especially Shodhan, you're consistently competing and all of that. Like how did you stay disciplined all the time?
I think sport teaches you
discipline.
to be
Mhm.
disciplined or accept the losses in a good way. Is
Mhm.
I mean that's what I advise anybody also. Even if any sport might be cricket or tennis or any sport, whatever you're good at, just pick a sport, play a sport once, twice a week. If you can take it as a profession and like a competitive thing, go for it because sports teaches you a lot of things,
Mhm.
especially even if there's a setback or if you
Right.
have a loss
Yeah.
in any of the things in your life,
Mhm.
it'll kind of help you kind of gain that confidence and then kind of help you to bounce back. And it's all part of your journey, like
Mhm.
winning or losing, but at least keeping that discipline and then consistency is what a sport teaches you. So if you have a goal, okay, you need to be competing or you need to be present here in a particular
Mm.
convention or whatever it is, irrespective of sport or anything. If you have a goal, it's easier for you to be there and then prep for it. So
Right.
in my case, I mean, I would say since I, other than the sports, I wouldn't have, I mean, I haven't done any of the other work related to any other work, any other things. Choosing contest as a goal for the year kind of keeps me disciplined. So the distractions would be less. Or also, do you also think is the distraction worth it?
Mhm.
Will it in any way help my goal for the year? If it's not, then if it's not worth it, then if it's like if I have to pay a heavy price for it, then I'm like, okay, no, because if
Okay.
it's gonna push my practice or a training backwards for a couple of months, it's not worth the effort of what you're trying to do.
Right.
So I feel in my case, I would say picking a sport or thing which you're kind of inclined to keeps that seriousness in you, I think.
Also, you had goal set that you have to go and compete over there on that platform. So that's why I think you never got distracted and you stayed disciplined.
That's one. And
That was a distraction for me to do 4 years of BCom actually, where I was supposed to study in 3 years. I didn't manage to finish it in 3 years. I took an extra year to finish that. So it was a good distraction though. I mean, I did my first international in 2001 in Paris. I won a bronze there. So that was, I mean, also in my third year BCom. So
Okay.
because also competition was in a full flow. Like I was telling, every week I used to compete, and family also was like supported me, even though it was not like a wealthy family, like a poor to middle class family. Their support for the sport and for me to compete in the sport was enormous. So that kind of helped me to go all out in 2001. Even now though, they don't stop me from competing. They're like always encouraging, but education took a bit of a hit because of my contest, which is I'm fine. I still managed to compete.
is it
in
worth it?
4 year? Yeah, definitely. Because I wouldn't regret. Because if I hadn't competed in 2001 in my junior category and not won bronze, I wouldn't have won in my entire life because I would have crossed that age group. So definitely, distractions are good, but some of them, but otherwise, if it's not helping the sport or your goal, then
Yeah, we enjoyed so much of working out. I've been 2
Yeah.
decades of gymming every day. We never taken off. I mean, to say a long holiday or something out of gym.
Okay.
People might ask you, don't you get bored of working out every day?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, if I don't work out for 2-3 days, I get bored.
Oh.
Gym
like
is
something
calling
is
me.
something is
Something is
missing in
missing.
the routine.
Gym is calling me.
Yeah.
Come back. Come back.
Yeah, you don't feel good. Your sleep
don't
pattern
feel,
goes off.
Yeah,
Basically,
right,
you
right.
don't feel good.
Yeah,
You feel
yeah.
like, oh man, lethargic. I'm
your
pissed
confidence
off.
level
Right.
drops.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
swear that happens to me too. Like,
Yeah.
when, like even I've started gymming now. I know I don't
good,
look
which
like
is
I go to gym.
And you
But I
guys are in
just-
the right age to start
Mhm.
your weight training, because this is the age when your body does so much wonders.
Mhm.
So you just
And
have
it
to
responds very good.
capitalize on that.
So whenever like I miss gym due to some other thing or whatever, I feel bad and I feel underconfident, as you said. Like I'm like, no, I had to go. Fuck, I missed it. Tomorrow I'm gonna push harder. That is how I feel.
Yeah, because the dopamine rush when you get a workout,
Yeah.
I mean, nothing matches even close to that.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's the reason we both don't drink, don't smoke. We
Mhm.
don't need a different kick.
also it kind
Or
of
whatever
keeps
it
you
is.
away from, like I was saying,
Keeps you-
keeps you away from the other distractions.
Mm.
You're like, is it worth it doing those things for your
Mm.
competitive life? If it's not helping, then no point of spoiling your whole prep. And once you start seeing changes in your body happening, like you said, you don't want to spoil it. You're like, oh, you
Right,
put so much
right,
of an
right.
effort, and you have a contest coming up, and you have a certain kind of imagination to be on stage, like with so much fat percentage. You can't be doing everything, sleeping less, and then getting distracted, and then be on stage, because all those things of months preparations will show on stage.
All we
Yeah.
did for in Singapore and New Zealand is to eat good food,
Okay.
check out the places. That's it. We actually no, we don't fantasize the going to a pub or club or
Okay.
whatever it is.
But didn't you guys want to try like smoking or drinking? Because back in your days, I think early 2000s, it was very cool to do it. Now, at least like most of them do it. Like now it's very common. Yeah. But back in your days, I think it was a cool thing.
Have you seen the amount of pubs open up in Bangalore?
Yeah.
Every
It's
loop
like
corner you
it's
have
like
a
the
pub
gym
over
now.
there.
You go to the
Yeah.
gym and
Just
then
just
after
like
that
a gym,
pub.
they're competitive for the gym. Come guys, they're welcoming you. Come.
But it's like the willpower, like you said. Like, I mean, it was easier to get distracted. It was the trend to kind of pick up
Yeah.
any of the bad habits.
Mm.
But I think it's just the willpower and the seriousness for the sport has kept us away from. We do socialize once in a while, have a drink here and there, but not like on a regular basis.
Then how does
He
your
doesn't
both,
drink at all.
okay.
I don't.
Then
I
how
just
does your
socialize.
both Saturday night look like?
No, I don't. I sleep, man. I prefer to sleep because the reason is I need to wake up early in the Sunday morning. I have a team
Ah.
of friends. We go for a bike ride early morning.
Crazy.
Especially I have the Bangalore police commissioner. Is a good friend of mine.
He used to be his workout partner
Workout.
also.
He's my
Oh.
workout partner. The present police
Okay.
commissioner.
He is
So
very inclined to weight training and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's like very.
So his stress
encouraging.
buster is to go on a motorbike ride on weekend.
Okay.
So we have 5-6 friends.
They start early on Sunday
We
mornings.
start early 5:30 in the morning, so I have to sleep Saturday night.
So where do you like usually go? Where are your hangout spots?
Depends.
You
He
choose different route
choose
every
from
time. I think.
Kolar or
Kolar.
some Hassan Road or
Okay.
Banarghatta Road. Every time we take a
Okay.
different route,
That's
and
nice.
we enjoy that. That's a kick you have been asking for us. That's a kick.
Yeah.
So before
I
that,
think that is what even we do now, because like in college, like when I was in 11th, 12th, we used to do a lot of parties every weekend. Church Street, going there, going to a party, and like that is what felt cool back then. But now, whenever we go, we don't get the vibe itself. We like, what are we doing here? And that's why what we do is like me and my friends, Saturday, Sunday, whenever we are free, we go for these long drives, go to a nice place near Nandi Hills or somewhere else.
Explore
where,
different
explore
places.
different
Yeah.
places near the nature. Just sit down, talk to them, have some good food, and come back.
say the same here. The weekend plans have quite a few plans. Like the bike rides. One of the bike rides. Other one was hiking, trekking. Other one is I have a different set of a team. Other
Okay.
one is like visiting this ancient temple.
Mhm,
The other
mhm.
team is traveling around.
Okay.
So I have a different set of teams. So I'm occupied with any of these teams. So
Okay.
it depends who you choose.
That's if he's
Exactly.
free from his shooting. He's also a
Yeah,
celebrity
Yeah.
actor,
Yeah,
so
right.
he has to fix his calendar according to his shoots.
I have a shoot this weekend on the
Oh
Saturday
my.
night.
Here we go.
I don't know. I'm going to have a less sleep. Wake up in the morning. Sunday morning, go to ride. See, this is the plan for this weekend.
You're shooting for?
I'm doing a movie. I have completed one movie.
Okay.
So
Nice.
the other one, I'm playing a guest role. One of my friend is directing, so he wants
Okay.
to be part of the.
So when is your movie coming out?
Soon, maybe a couple of. You can't promise when the movie is going to come up. The reason is they have a lot of work, post production work. Then they have to wait for the proper dates. So you can't promise. So the shooting is done. The post production work is happening. The dubbing have to be done. Then a lot of process.
Yeah,
It might
right.
take span of 6 months.
How was it for you to work in the Kannada cinema industry?
I've been here for the cinemas for more than a decade. It's not on a regular basis.
And you're doing it from a long time,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. From 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, I've acted in a couple of movies, couple of TV shows
Mhm.
and televisions.
I watched,
reality
man. I
show.
watched your reality show.
Yeah, back then.
Kyate Mandi Kadi
Kadi
Bandru,
Bandru.
and you are my favorite.
Is it?
Yeah.
You were a kid, I guess, back then.
Yeah.
Some of them recognized him in New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
crazy.
They're like, you're from the reality show. Kannadadavara? Oh, Bengaluru now, Bengaluru now.
Ah.
Indians are everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Across the
Right,
globe.
right.
They were like very helpful, and then they recognized
Mhm.
him who've moved from here, or the ones who follow or keep up the things happening in India, Bangalore, right? So,
Ah.
See, the prime focus of financial thing is fitness.
Mm.
That's where I'm getting my bread.
Okay.
So the second source or a passion, I can tell you, because the reason is I used to do theaters in college
Okay.
days.
Okay.
So that picked up somewhere else. So
Mhm.
not even to on a regular basis. If any good scripts, good movies, I part of it. That's it.
Mhm.
I don't make sure that my full time is movie. The reason is you can't survive in the full time in a movie until you are
Okay.
you made a
clicked
mark.
well.
Yeah.
You make a mark. You know, once you make a mark, then it's good.
Okay.
Till then, always I tell a lot of people who are getting into movies, have a second source of income. Just
Mm.
don't rely on the movies. You should always have a second source of income.
Right.
So movies, well and good. Whenever I get a good script, I go do it.
But you're very passionate about it. Like you
Yes,
you enjoy
I
doing
would,
it
I
or
would
something.
love to build my own team, the
Mm.
setup for own team,
Okay.
from the technicians to the
Mhm.
everything, the actors with a good script. I will do it in the down the line. So I'm
Okay.
looking forward for it, for a good storyline.
I really wanted to ask you this one question.
Yeah.
How was it when you met Dr. Puneeth Rajkumar?
Oh man, that was unbelievable. And I met him. He passed away in October.
Yeah.
Mm.
I met him 2 months before that, August.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mm.
one of my friend's birthday. So he had invited only 25 set of his close circle, including me.
Okay.
And the birthday started. Puneeth was in. He came around 12 o'clock. He was leaving around 4 o'clock.
Mm.
And as usual, I'm always late. So
Mm.
I went there around 3:30.
Mm.
Okay.
So I was much excited to meet Puneeth Rajkumar. So as my friend, can you introduce Puneeth to me?
Mm.
Hey, yeah. Wait. The Puneeth just left.
Mm.
I said, oh man,
Oh.
he's leaving. I want to meet him. I want to get a pic with him.
Mm.
Then Puneeth's boss, Raghu, my friend, he didn't even turn to the other person. He turned, he just saw me the first glance. He didn't even ask my name. He just started appreciating me. That was like, wow.
Oh.
He saw me like, man, you look so good.
Huh.
You're wearing a formals, you look so fit. I like people who look so fit. Good. Even though you're wearing formals, you look so good. Then I asked him to pick. Then my friend came over there. He introduced me and he was very happy. Then I want to take a pic. Yeah, come. We took a click. We clicked a pic, everything, and it was quite nice. I felt so humble.
Mm.
This guy was so, man, he's a superstar.
Yeah.
Right.
How can this guy be such down to earth person? That amused me. Then man, this is like, he's out of the world. I'm telling you, he's next level.
And he was one of the fittest
I felt he's always
in the
the
industry.
shadow of his father.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a replica of his father.
Yeah.
I felt that I met his father, Dr. Rajkumar, when I was in young age. Had an
Okay.
opportunity to
Oh.
meet him,
Oh,
have a pic also. So I
crazy.
felt both are same.
Hmm.
That was, I know, but unfortunately we lost him. It's a
Yeah.
very big loss.
Very big loss.
But always I had these three people in my mind, my favorite: the Rajkumar, Shankar Nag, and Puneeth Rajkumar. These three are my favorite any day,
Hmm.
Okay.
any point of the day. I would miss them. So probably I can pick up few good things from them, whatever
Mm,
it is,
Right.
the humanity basis or from the aspect of movies.
Yeah.
As even you were telling me, Shodhan, that he was definitely the fittest actor in our industry,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because when I started in classic gym, I used to see him coming there for workouts
Oh,
in
is it?
96, 97.
Oh,
Because
Wow.
He was
classic
not
gym,
in movies back then.
not much.
Mm.
Yeah, he was, because classic gym was in Sadashnagar and they used to live,
Hmm.
family still lives there, right?
Mm.
So he used to come once in a while to weight train that time, otherwise into running, outdoor sport and stuff, outdoor running and stuff. So he was always agile, and then he would still do those flips and then
Yeah.
dance
Yeah, yeah.
moves and stuff. So I thought was like one of
You know,
the
I
Definitely.
okay. I joined gymnastic in 2010. I
Mhm.
started doing backflip
Backflip,
and
yeah.
somersault,
Huh.
front salt, everything. I got inspired by looking Puneeth Rajkumar.
Same.
Hmm.
Yeah, I saw him. Man, this guy is doing backflip.
Right.
I want to learn this. That's
Yeah.
the reason I joined gymnastic for 2 years in the Chinnaswamy, sorry, Kantirva Stadium.
Mhm.
I learned, I did. See, this is how Puneeth has inspired me. Lot of things. This is one of
Yeah.
the
Yeah, yeah. Same.
thing he's inspired me.
2021, even I joined this gymnastic class because of him. Like seeing him, even I'm like, okay, when I want to do all of this, and I start doing all these backflips, somersault, as you told.
See,
wow.
if a person is mass based, people are
Right,
following in a
right.
huge mass, his act seriously impacts a lot on the people. If you are showing some in a negative way, you are smoking or you're drinking or
Yeah,
some
yeah.
that
Right,
negative
right,
way,
right.
people start following his the hero,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
he's act indirectly proportionally to
Definitely.
relevant to the society, to
Yeah.
youngsters. So he never did that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
right.
All he did was good things.
Mm.
Oh, the way he danced, the way he did flip.
Or spoke
I
to
picked up the
anybody.
flip.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good things.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
okay. I picked up
Correct.
few things.
Yeah. And like every Indian, like mostly Indians are very influenced by these actors
Yes,
or
yes.
like sports people. I think that's why when they see their lifestyle and they try to copy it, they think that is cool. And like,
So you're
yeah,
you're more responsible when
definitely.
crores of people are watching you, they're following you. You should know what your
Right,
act,
right,
what
right.
you're talking, the way you
Definitely.
people follow you. So you should be very responsible. You can't just keep yourself loose and you can't self I do this. Whatever
Yeah,
you do,
yeah.
shit things, keep yourself personally.
Hmm.
Just don't come it out, take it out and don't show it in public. That will impact
Definitely.
long way to the huge crowd. People will pick it up from there, right?
Yeah.
That's why people, some of the celebrities don't endorse any of these
Yeah,
suparis or
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right, right.
anything or anything which will kind of,
Mm.
I mean, because you can advertise, you'll get money, but if people are starting to follow that and then
Yeah,
they don't have a control on that,
yeah.
I mean, you don't want to be the reason to start the
Mm.
habit, right? You
Mm.
don't want
Yeah.
like any of the celebrities to be the reason.
Yeah.
So it's very important for them to set an example.
Mm.
That's nice. So, what is one advice you would like to give to the people who follow you? Has been, very connected with you guys. What is that one advice?
Patience is one thing I would say. Just be consistent. And like you said, just stick to what your roots in terms of what you've been grown up eating or doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you used to playing a sport, stick to that, don't discontinue, but also add weight training is definitely one important thing I would like to stress on, because something what like yoga does or the benefits yoga has, other things doesn't do.
Mm.
So the same way what weight training does,
Mm.
your cardio doesn't do.
Mm.
So if you're playing a sport, your cardio is taken care and all kinds
Right.
of things. And if you're doing a yoga on another day,
Mm.
the only thing you would be missing would be a strength training aspect.
Yeah.
So pick at least once or twice, depending on each person's lifestyle. So I can't say do it 6 days a week, because not everyone's lifestyle or have the luxury of resting, eating well the whole day.
Yeah.
So most of us have a busy work routine of 9 to 5, or like he starts early. So if you're not able to catch up on sleep and stuff, plan your day accordingly, wherein you at least, or the week at least, where you can get 2 days of weight training, 2 days of cardio by either playing a sport or getting onto a cardio machine, 1 day of yoga, 2 days of rest. Ideally, 5 day and 2 day is a good split. But if somebody has a luxury of recovering well, eating well, resting well, 6 days is good. But keep the balance of weight training, cardio, yoga as a combination. But be patient. Don't rush to see all changes in 15 days, though, I feel.
If someone watching this wants to get trained by you guys, like, would you guys be open for it? Over?
He does a lot of online trainings. So
Okay.
if somebody is looking for an online training, I'm sure they can hit up with Mr. Raghu. I do one-on-one most of the time. So, I mean, they can definitely drop a message if the timings work, and if I operate mostly towards CBD of Bangalore. So I don't get to travel too much, because I'm also residing close to my workplace because of that reason, so that I don't have to spend too much time on traveling. So if the timing works, I'm up for training.
Okay.
Not a problem.
So they can DM you on Instagram, and then you guys are going to
Sure.
reply. Okay. And then, like, one last question: if you guys could only do one variation for each body part, which one would it be for the rest of your life? One variation for each body part, one workout
It's like a
for the
typical,
rest of your life.
it's like a typical meathead question.
Yeah.
Go for it.
One variations.
For
Yeah.
each body part, one variation.
Oh, each body part.
Each body
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. If it's for the chest, I go for bench press. If
Okay.
it's for the back, I go for
Barbell
the pull-ups.
bench, right?
Yeah,
Or the
barbell
dumb-
bench
okay.
press.
Barbell
If it for the back, I go for pull-ups.
pull-ups. Okay.
If it for the squats, I go for barbell squats.
No, for legs.
Yeah, squats, legs.
For leg squats. Okay.
Squats, I go for squats. And for the abs, traditional crunches or leg raises.
Okay.
What else? That's it. And
Shoulders,
see,
biceps, triceps.
shoulders. See, you covered your triceps, biceps with pull-ups and the bench press.
Bench
The secondary
press.
muscles working over there. So simple.
What about you, Shodhan?
Okay, I'll start with squats, because I feel squats are like God. So
Okay.
squat is one move I would choose for the behind the neck, not the front squats.
Okay.
Behind the neck is my favorite, and then
You don't do front squats?
I do front squats. Yeah. But I do front squats, but I enjoy the behind the neck back squats a lot more.
Okay.
So that's my to-go exercise if I'm not constrained of time. If there's a constraint of time, then single leg press on a leg press machine is my thing. So that's for the legs. For the mid back, I would say a bent over row.
Okay.
And then for a chest, coming to the bigger muscles, right? Starting with the big muscles. Chest would be an incline cable press.
Okay.
Would be my go-to.
Inclined cable press. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then shoulders would be a over-the-head shoulder press.
Okay.
If we're talking of biceps and triceps, then definitely a standing barbell curl for biceps.
Okay.
Not the EZ, the straight bar, short bar. And then a close grip bench press for the triceps.
We should work out together once. We know each other for more than 20 years. We never worked out together.
I think it's just the lifestyle.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just the
we never worked out
lifestyle.
together.
He lives in different part of town.
Yeah.
I live in different part of town. His workout timings are different. It's just
We
hasn't
we should plan show this
Definitely.
someday.
We'll do.
And then I think you should put it online so other people also can watch
Yeah,
it.
we should do that.
Yeah.
I'll
We'll do it.
come up with some YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do some vlog. Let's see.
We'll do.
Because
We'll do.
Yeah,
We'll
I
do.
think that is one thing where people will watch from you and learn.
Yes.
If you're putting,
we'll do it.
like, if you make yourself a brand, like, it's easier for other people to learn from it.
Do I have access to your gym?
We can get a guest pass for that. Actually, we can do that. Yeah,
Okay, then I'll
you're a
hit up.
celebrity, boss.
I'll hit
I'm
up.
sure. I'm sure they'll give you a day pass for the gym. I'm sure we can
Alright.
get access to one of the gyms one of the days.
All right, guys. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming and doing this.
No problem.
and whatever you guys are doing is really great. You guys are getting you guys are pushing all these other natural bodybuilders to go harder. You guys are giving them a platform, and then that is what we need now. Keep going, and it's an honor to do this with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and I wish to do this again next year when you guys get the Olympia. You guys win over there and get it. All the best for next month and also for your movie and everything, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
All the
you so
best.
much. And then
Yes.
plank as a core exercise would be the key thing to keep your core
Core.
strong.
Stronger.
So
Yes.
well, I think like to finish it off on
Yeah.
that note. But thanks for having us again here.
Mm.
And then it was great to be on your show. All
We
the best.
wish you all success for the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank you,
it.
guys.
Thank you.
All right, guys. See you on next Friday.